and a big welcome to all of you out there who are listening and watching this podcast today. Today we have Rachel Jessop with us. Welcome to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's really nice to see you, and I'm so curious. Please tell us who you are, where you come from, and and what you're doing. Sorry.
Of course. Yes. So, my name is Rachel. I'm originally from New Zealand, so I'm a Kiwi. I came over to the States and I met my now husband. So, we now live in America in Montana. We have a beautiful backdrop of the Rocky Mountains behind us. It's
Mm.
really beautiful. But it was the horses that brought me overseas, and I'm totally in love with horses. I love doing everything with horses. I have competed. I did pony club when I was a kid. I did eventing. I've done dressage, straight show jumping. I've just started doing some working equitation to do something different for fun.
It's a little bit of each. Yeah.
Yeah. I've played with, I think, just about every breed that there is, both big giant horses and little miniature horses. So I love horses, all breeds, all shapes and sizes. Yeah, I just love horses.
No, yeah, they are great, and I love also that you do a little bit of each. I'm also a person sometimes I think it's get boring if you are going to do same thing over and over, and I'm thinking about
Mhm.
the horse, maybe think the same.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Which leads me to what I didn't mention. I also like variety. I learned a lot of natural horsemanship. So I like to also do liberty work. I like to do
Mm.
bridleless riding. I like to do I talked about jumping, trail riding. Um, uh, Playing with garacha poles or with a flag or just doing things to keep you and your horse learning and growing and yeah, not becoming bored with the thing that they're doing.
Mm. Yeah, that's nice. And also uh, you keep the horse going and they will not be that afraid of things when they're used to all these things when you play with them.
Yeah. Yep. Train the brain and the
Exactly.
emotions. And then thirdly, the physical body. Then
Mhm.
you have something beautiful.
That's right. So what are you working with?
Um, the horses or the things I'm working on right now?
We like to know it all. Yeah.
Everything. Okay.
Everything.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, out in the field right now, I have five. So I have Dreamy, 28, and he's retired. Um, and then I have Polly, who's 22, also retired. So two of them are retired. Then Raspberry's my daughter's horse, and he's fabulous and a great guy. So I really only have two horses when you bury it down to that I'm, actively playing with. So I have Ready For, which is kind of a neat name because he's ready for anything. Ready for riding, ready for jumping, ready for eating. um, and he is a Hanoverian gelding. I bred him myself. I um, I ride him in a halter because I just never needed to put a bit in his mouth. And I've got him up to doing all the Grand Prix movements, not perfectly, but he can do all the dressage stuff. He jumps, he trail rides, he does liberty demonstrations I would do with him and bridleless riding. Um, so he does a little bit of everything, and we've just started doing some working equitation, which is kind of fun. Um, because they have it here locally in my area just to do something different. So he's my go-to guy. And then I have a little 2-year-old Hanoverian called Dazzle, who I've been doing all the liberty and groundwork with her, and I'm just sitting on her and hopping off. You know, she's 2. I've got
Mm.
years, not in
Yeah.
any hurry, but I do want her to be used to all of that. So
Mhm.
I can hop up there and slide off and then do lots of fun things on the ground. And then I take her out ponying, you know, around, so she's getting used to having someone up above her from another horse, and out trail rides and all those wonderful things to give her a great life.
Mhm.
So that's the main thing I'm kind of working on with my horses. But then if we look at the other side of my life, the business side of my life, my main love and passion is I put together just last year a bonding course. So a lot of people get into horses, and really, well, everyone's different, but really it's about the bond. It's about like a dog or a cat coming up to you. Hi, how are you doing? You want your horse to also look at you when you know, my I go outside and my horses all look at me and whinny like, "Hi, what's going on?" You know, we want that warm welcome and embrace. So my husband's mission and my mission is to help people learn how to build and create wonderful relationships with their horses, first and foremost. So we made this little bonding course. We made it really inexpensive because we want everyone to have it. So it's $9.99. You know, everyone can afford that. It's really fun. It's a 6-day challenge. So you get a little email out every day just to focus on something different. There's all this bonus footage in there. Um, so that's kind of our main thing, is just to help people just to have horses and great relationships. We're also filming. So the next level, we're filming to help people who want to actually do things with horses. Not that bonding isn't doing something, but okay, now I want to go and ride my horse, or I want to go and, you know, play with them on the ground at liberty. Maybe I want to put a rope on and ask them to do things. Maybe I need to get them in the trailer because I have to go to the vet, or I want to go see my friend. You know, all those things. So we try and offer, you know, help to people in every area that they want. So we have started filming some of that. So I guess our heart is to have happy horses
Yeah.
out there in the world, number one. And then if you have a goal to do something, how do I help you have a happy horse doing the thing that it is that you,
Mhm.
you like to do?
I'm laughing because my membership group is called Happy Horse Hub. So it's
Oh,
yeah,
wonderful. Wonderful. See, that's why we like each other.
yeah, really, really. And it's fantastic you're talking about this groundwork because it's so important. And it's so important that kids today also get through this because in the riding schools, you know, many riding schools, not everybody, but they
Sure.
come and the parents is paying for the kids and they just put them on a horse and yeah, they never get this grounding course that you are talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Mm.
obstacles are so fun. Like, I love seeing the smiles on a kid's face when they're like, "Look, I got him to stand on a pedestal or stand
Yeah.
on a tarp, or I don't know, kick the soccer ball, you know, do something fun with a horse before you even get to riding." But, you know, the confidence in the person being able to ask a horse to do something and they do it, and the big smile and so much fun.
Yeah, and especially when you get the horse to think that it's also fun, because
Yes.
many times we are like, you have to do this, I'm the boss, and you do what I tell you. But
Yeah.
when you can get the horse to play with you in a good way, it's fantastic.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Mm. So for how long have you had this course?
um, yeah, that's a good question. For 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a it's been evolving, you know, we're all learning how to get this message out. But I guess as the years go on, this gets stronger, you know,
Mm.
it gets less about the achieving and more about the being and the relationship.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have to, as I said, teach the kid that. So they start
Yes.
in with that.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you mentioned your husband. Is he involved in this also?
Yes, he is. So Don and I met, we've been married 20 years now. So we met um, 25 years ago. And we were both learning horsemanship, you know, learning more and so yeah, we've both had this and the more we learn, the more there is to learn, number one. We never finish learning.
Never.
Um, but it comes down to the relationship. For example, we have a couple of colts here at the moment getting a new start. So they've been previously ridden, but I was explaining this to a friend
Lost
yesterday.
confidence in the saddle? I can help. My Get Back on the Horse program is designed to help you overcome fear and enjoy riding again. Let's get you back in the saddle with confidence. Click the link in description to
So
join.
a lot of people have learned how to ride the physical horse and they ride the horse. And so, especially from the trot to the canter transition, let's go when they're training this horse. So then often we get the horse after that's happened, right? So then we get the horse, and they're like, why are the ears going back every time you ask them to canter? Because it's never been their idea. They've never been asked mentally and emotionally, would you like to go? Just the body was ridden. So the ears go back because they're like, I'm going. So you've got to ride the three parts of the horse. So initially, with this one particular horse, we just would go in and catch him and love on him and give him a little treat and put him away. And then come out again the same day and do that over and over because he wouldn't let you catch him. People
Um,
just, ride the
mm,
body, take the horse, get on the
mm,
motorcycle, so to speak. So we're like,
yeah.
no, 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 no. You don't need, if you want a motorcycle, go get a motorcycle. But if you want a relationship with a horse, let's get a relationship. So after now, this horse is at the fence, right? Whenever he sees us, hi, hi, over here, come play with me,
Mm,
right? And so then the next thing was, okay, now can you handle me standing everywhere and scratching your body and loving on you and um, just being lovely. And at first it's like, well, I don't know about you touching me there, and I don't know about touching me there, and then the trust begins to build, the connection gets there. And then over time, this horse is like, oh yeah, you could scratch there and over here, and the whole demeanor changes. And then, another thing we do is, get them up in front of the mounting block. I'm not going to hop on you, but just come and can you stand there and can I scratch you? Just small little steps to get to this big goal. Well, fast forward a few months. This lady who comes back to see her horse and have a ride. And she's like, who is this?
mhm,
What did you do to my horse? It was so lovely. She's just beaming. She's like, look, he's just standing still. She wasn't the one who trained the horse, but she sent him to us to help her out. And then and she's just like amazed and surprised at the relaxation, the connection, her horse wanting to be caught. She can brush, she can give him a big hug, all those things that we yearn for in a relationship. That closeness is all there. because we spent the time helping the horse trust and learn that he can have this really great relationship.
Mm.
Whereas before that, he didn't know he could trust. She couldn't trust the horse because she didn't have the tools. And it was this, oh, I don't know, what should I sell the horse, right? It always comes down to,
Yeah.
let's sell this horse because it can't do the thing. And it's like, okay, there's times to sell the horse. There's times where it's too much horse for a person. Like there's matches that aren't good. I agree,
Mm.
totally.
Mm.
But a lot of the time, if we could go back and establish trust, establish a relationship, spend that time where every day isn't I'm going to pull you out and do something. Um, in fact, here's a really good story about that I love to tell people because people are like, how come your horse loves you so much? I'm like, oh, let me explain this to you. This is me in the past because we've all had to learn it somehow. So this is me when I didn't know what I now know. So I had a full-time job, I'm this young kid, and I got to ride my horse and have this little window. So I get up really early, this window of light, and I've got to get to work. So I drive up to where my horse is, jump out of the car. I'm all eager and excited. Run over, grab my thing, run over to my horse, put my halter on, lead them out the field, tack up, blah, 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 ride around, and then I put them away and then I zip off to work. Right? You can probably feel the energy already just hearing me like, what? The next day I come up, do the same thing, and my horse kind of sees me and it's like, oh my goodness, turns the other way, right? But I don't even see it. I don't even see it. I don't even understand it. And I'm, come on, let's go. I'm racing up there, put the halter on and da 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 da. And, after a while, you're wondering, oh, my horse is walking away from me when I come up to them. So you can see so clearly in that illustration why the horse would feel that way, right? High energy, short period of time, in a hurry, going to specifically ride, not love on or whatever. I mean, I groomed. My horse looked beautiful.
Mm. But fast.
Yes, looked beautiful, all on the outside, wonderful, but that relationship wasn't there in that sense. Now, do we have great communication and we rode well? Sure, but that's not the main important thing. So now I head out, my horse is all whinny, right? Whole different picture. If they're out in the big field, they all turn around and look at me, and then they start walking over like, what's going on today? What's happening? We spend scratchy time, we groom. I still ride, but not the same horse every day. Boom, 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 boom.
Mm.
We still ride. I still achieve a lot of things, but the relationship's there. My horse loves me, and you can tangibly see that. In fact, interestingly, a lot of people say that to me when they see me and my horse together. They're like, man, your horse really loves you. That's something that they'll say to me. And it's like, well, thank you, badge of honor.
Yeah. You should be
Yeah,
honored when they love you.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. We should get a badge of honor, right?
Yeah, that's fantastic. And often, as you said here, you were stressed, you had to do all the things and time was short and everything. And I see a lot of people in that situation.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also when they have that situation, sometimes they've been afraid of the horse because they can feel that tension when you're coming, you're
Yes.
stressed and I can't understand my horse is so mad today and he don't want the saddle on and so on. So they really can feel that.
Yeah, they really can. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a lot of students then. Um,
Yeah,
or
we
how?
do. We
Yeah.
do. We have students who come to us. We have a lot of students online. We do weekly Zoom coaching. Um, and just sometimes it's not coaching. Sometimes it's to hang out and say what you've been up to, isn't it? It's the
Mm.
it's the relationship, not
Yeah.
always the thing I need to get done. Don does a lot of clinics. Um, I haven't done because our daughter is now just 17. So up until when she was young, I kind of dropped off that, so I'm kind of starting up again with with all the things we do.
Yeah. Want to
Um,
get back on the horse? Grab my free mini course. It's packed with simple tips to help you overcome anxiety and get back on your horse again. Click the link below to download.
yeah. So something else I wanted to mention too is often we have a task to achieve. So let me pick something. Say it's standing up on my horse's back. I want to stand on my horse's back just for sake of picking something random. And often we approach this big task with I'm just going to go and do that, not knowing that there's like 100 little things that you could check off along the way. And I think that's something that Don and I bring to the table, which is breaking everything down into little chunks. So I want to stand up on my horse. Well, first of all, can my horse just stand still in the manner that I would like while I'm next to them, while I'm standing on them? So I would start literally, can you stand still while I'm next to you? Not everyone has that, right? So if you don't, that's my first box I've got to check. Get my horse to stand still before I even think about standing up on their back.
Mm.
and
Right.
and then the next check mark is maybe then I'm on the mounting block standing next to them, but can the horse stand still? So I'm a little bit higher. And then can I sit on my horse and they stand still? And for some people, the first step, any of these steps could take quite some time because they don't
Mm.
have the relaxation, they don't have the relationship. For other people, they're like, oh, check, check, check. Okay, we're next. What next? Breaking it down into chunks. Okay, so I'm sitting on my horse. Can I wiggle around and they stay standing still? Or does wiggling upset them? Right?
Mm.
And then can I kind of lean forward and push on the neck and lean back? How does my horse handle that little piece? And then can I flick my legs up behind me? Are they still standing still? And then can I put my weight in my hands and kind of come up slightly on my knees and slip back down again? Did they stay standing still and relaxed? And obviously you seeing the pattern till eventually I can, get on my feet and stand up and my horse stays relaxed while I do that.
Mm.
So something that's really, really stood out to me over the years is breaking it down into chunks. I want to go ride Grand Prix dressage. Great. So let's just go and piaffe and passage and do flying lead changes. Well, it's not that easy. You've got to do it, chunk it down into little pieces,
Mm.
and then get each little piece one step at a time. Another story, one more story. Um, Someone asked me, I have my little 2-year-old back around me in a circle, and someone asked, well, how do you do that? So I said, well, I asked her to take one step backwards, and I rewarded her, and then one step backwards, and then I rewarded her, and then ask her hind end to step across, and I rewarded her. That was how slow and simple it was at first. You've got to get these little pieces
Mm.
until eventually can you do 2 steps, and she'd go from here to here, in front of me to just slightly beside me. And it'd be like, great job.
Mm.
And she's like, oh, that's what you wanted. And
Yeah.
eventually that turns into quarter of a circle, and eventually that's half a circle until she figures out, oh, slowly, step by step, she's thinking, she's staying connected, she's trying to work out the little puzzle of the game that we're playing. And that's super fun. That's super fun to give yourself and your horse a little puzzle and figure out the steps to get there. So I think that if I can summarize, my message to the world is having a relationship, a connection, trust, bond, and then asking your horse to do things in little increments so they're thinking the whole way through and they're not scared. And then it becomes a dance and a joy, and there's never this big, wow! You mean you need me to do this thing and I don't even know how to do it? And it's just nice and happy, like your group,
Yeah.
your happy horse group.
Mm. And be ready to back it up a little, because we
Sure.
human are very eager to teach and learn and all that, and you think, now I'm on this step, now
Yes.
I'm going further on, but maybe the horse is not really with you, so then you have to
Yeah.
back it up again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Back it up again, take it slow. And all those steps I talked about, it doesn't have to be in one day. It can be
Oh,
over a week or a month or a year, like
yes.
depending on, yeah, years and years, depending
Mm,
on the goal and what you're trying to achieve.
yeah.
Yeah, putting the fun into horses.
Mm. Yeah, and I don't know why people are in such a hurry, because I talked to a lot of people and I said, yeah, it's good, but you will never be come in the Olympics anyway. So why do you have this hurry to do all these things? Because it's a way up that is the best thing, what I think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think often, I mean, that's another piece of the puzzle. I mean, our horses are here to help us be better humans. Um,
Mhm.
and a lot of the time, the wanting to do stuff or wanting to be better comes from not feeling good enough, not feeling loved in
Mm,
ourselves, not feeling that the horse relationship side, just in ourselves, maybe our parents or our teacher or a friend or someone at some point has said, oh, you're not good at anything, or you can't do anything, or something. Somehow we're just not in that place where we feel that we're enough, that we feel that if we can be good or better or do X with a horse, that people will then see that we're enough.
mm,
Sometimes it comes out of that, and I think at the
yeah.
end of the day you've got to just be like, I am. And when you can come to terms and love on yourself, you'd be surprised how your horsemanship suddenly just improves and goes to another level,
Mm,
because you've taken off that piece of I'm not enough. And something that's really beautiful is horses love humans for who they are. They don't have to be anything. And that is a kind of unconditional love that you can't get anywhere else. That's what animals bring, dogs, cats, whatever
mm,
you're into, birds, on and on. So if you can give your horse a whole lot of love, know that your horse loves you unconditionally and that you are enough in their eyes. If you can just bring the world down to that really simple place, you'll actually have a really good time.
mm. That's right. Yeah, because we are often, as you said, we blame ourselves. Oh, I'm not good enough. I can't keep my heels down and I can't keep my shoulders
Right.
back, so I'm a bad rider and then I'm bad to my horse. But it's not that way.
No, no, it's not. And when you can get out of the blame game, a lot of people will look at other people doing horses and they didn't do that right and they need to
Mm,
do this. And it's like, you're right. You're probably right. But we're all on our own learning journey.
mm,
And there's a beautiful saying that I love: when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And when that person says, actually, I want to be better. I want to be better for me and for my horse, then they will go and seek that information, and maybe they will allow their heels to drop rather than trying so hard that they actually come higher because you're holding tension. you
Mm.
know but you find someone who can speak the way you need to hear it, and you're open to hear what they have to say. I mean, I've gone through those moments a lot of times in my life, and I'm in another moment in my life where, yeah, I want to learn the next level, and that's, started doing working equitation, and it's a whole different sport. If you don't know about working equitation, let me do a quick overview. It has 4 phases. The first one is dressage, just normal dressage. The second one's called ease of handling, so it's dressage with obstacles. The third one is speed. So now it's those obstacles, and it's kind of like a show jumping round where you're just doing the speed round. It's just as fast as you can go doing everything correctly. And then the fourth one is cattle. So moving cattle from one point to another and getting it into a pen. Not all competitions have all 4 areas, but that's just a brief overview. So it came out of Spain and Portugal, I believe, and it's about the working horse over there, and having a really lovely working horse that you can go out and open and close a gate, for example, hop over a bridge, maybe jump a little jump, as they go about their day. So it's their way of showing off their, like they show off bullfighting, whether you like it or not. That's part of their showing off their horsemanship. So is working equitation to them. So I haven't competed in years. I've just been demonstrating. So for me, it's new to get out there and compete again. So it brings up all these old patterns, right? I've got to be good enough. I've got to be this, that, and the other. And it's really good to like look at it and go, what is that? And is that really real? Like, no, I don't. I have to make sure my horse has a good time, number one. I'm having a good time, and we're having fun. So yeah, it's been a big learning curve, and then being able to do a maneuver. And for me, so say it's a half pass, I will do one and, oh, that's not quite good, do another one, oh, that's not quite good, set it up, do something, get another one, and then that was it. Drop my energy, reward my horse, walk out, and I'm done. Like, that's how I have ridden over these past years, always rewarding the best try, rewarding the best thing.
Hi, if you love horses and want to learn more about riding, training, and building a deeper bond, join my monthly membership. You'll get expert advice, live workshops, and a supportive community of horse lovers. Click the link in
When
description
you go
to
into a
join.
competition environment, now they're asking you to do these things at a set time from here to here. You don't get to try it again if it doesn't go well. You just have to do it because that's how it's set up. If I make a mistake, too bad, on you go. So it's a whole different way of riding that's really, you know, made me have to think differently. And how do I support my horse and still giving him that good job? You did good. So here I go into my first working equitation competition, and and he does this like lovely half pass, and I'm like, good job. So he trots. So I get what? A 3 or a 4 in my thing because my horse trots. But he knows that I thought that he did great. And what we normally do is go, good job. And so I'm doing this test. And I mean, I still got a 63, but there's all these moments of where I've gone, yeah, or la, or whatever. And he's taken that as meaning something that, hasn't been what the test needed per se. But I just was like, all right, good job. That I did. I rewarded you. So now I'm having to learn how to reward and keep writing. And so that's a whole nuanced thing that I'm journeying into at the moment.
Do you do you have cows in VE in USA? I know it's not allowed in Scandinavia.
Some places have them and some don't. So it doesn't
Okay.
count towards you get marked for it, but it doesn't count towards the competition because at the
Okay.
moment in America, they just take the first three events. So the dressage, the ease of handling, and the speed. And that is who your score and how well you do. The cows, they will give you a mark, but they don't attribute it to whoever
Good.
wins or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Okay.
And so some places offer it and some do not offer it.
Mm.
Depends who has cows and who doesn't. It's not as easy, but it's very good for your horse to learn how to maneuver through a herd
Mm. Mm.
of cows. That's a big deal and not easy for every horse.
No.
It takes some
But
time to learn, and it depends on the cows too. There's some really friendly, great, amenable cows, and there's some like not so nice ones. So
mm.
you know you have to pick your herd too.
Yeah. You were talking about that you are riding your horse in a halter.
Yes.
Can you do that in VE as well?
Yes, so that's part of the reason that I'm actually competing again. Because my goal had been to, as I said, I've schooled my horse in all the dressage maneuvers. Okay, doesn't mean I can ride a whole test, to be clear. It means he can do each maneuver separately and I reward him and he stops. You know, to actually continue on and do a whole test is a whole nother level. Um, so I had hopes of competing. In the future, but because he has never worn a bit, I can't do that. You have to use a bit in certainly in the Equestrian Federation in America to compete. Um, with working equitation, they have different styles of riding that you can dress up in. So you can come in dressage attire, you can come as a cowgirl, cowboy, you can come as a vaquero, you can come as a stockman. There's all these different styles. So because the styles are open, you know, there's people in Bosals, there's people in these great big shankety bit things, you know, depending on the style that they're representing. So
Uh-huh.
I have a bridle made up with a noseband. That's because I'm all English because that's the gear I have. um, and so they have allowed me to ride without a bit. So that's the reason I'm competing is that they have accepted that as being okay. Now I cannot ride in a halter, but it's the whole bridle just using the noseband, which is actually more difficult than a halter, in my opinion. And certainly more difficult than with a bit. To be clear, I'm not against bits. I've ridden a lot of horses with bits, but my horse never needed one. I've had a lot of horses with and without bits get all in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to make sure that I taught him everything without one first. And my plan was to put him back into a bit to go and compete. And then I got to this point where it's beautiful. He's 11. Why?
Yeah.
So, you know, so I'm not an anti, but I'm also like, I don't need it. So I'm not using it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's pretty neat. So yeah, I ride him in the halter everywhere. Trail riding, you know, all the stuff I do. And we jump, we gallop, you know, we have all kinds of fun.
Mm. That's great. And that is what it's all about. Having fun.
Yes. Fun for you and for your horse.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think too many times you get too serious. So
It
yeah.
can get that way.
Mm.
And I want to relate to people who feel that way because I can get very serious myself. Um, very determined and wanting things to be correct. And then I just have to remember that with horses, there's no such thing as perfect.
No.
You will never get 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. It's just not going to happen. We're asymmetrical. Our horses are asymmetrical. We're trying to compensate and
Mm.
all of these things. I could go into detail, but so we can only do the best that we have at that moment and at that time and accept that. And I love that. I don't know if you've heard of Walter Zettel, a very good dressage trainer. But anyhow, he would say, you will go out to a really good rider and watch them and just not really see much going on. Um, but you come back in a month and 3 months and 6 months, and all of a sudden they're just doing more and it's looking more beautiful and it's higher level. And you're like, wow, they just don't look like much is happening. And then there's other people that you'll watch, and they're doing a
It's
lot
struggling.
and
Yeah.
they're
Mm.
struggling a lot. And you come back in a week, a month, 6 months, a year, they're at the same place,
Or
you
they
know.
sold the horse.
Yes, oh, yes, or they've sold the horse or they're in trouble. So, slow and right beats fast and wrong all all the time, every time.
Mm.
All the time, every time, no matter what you're doing. And here's a story from my working equitation just a month or so ago, my first show. I'd read the rule book, right? But it's not the same as doing it. So we're in our ease of handling, so the obstacle course, and you have to pick up this garrocha pole and spear ring off bull
Yeah.
and replace it into a barrel at the end, if you can imagine that. So you pick it up out of the barrel and place it in. So, and I have to do this at canter for my level, right? So I'm, cantering, I pick it up, I miss the ring.
Hmm.
I put it in which is fine, you're allowed to do that. I put it in the barrel and it jumps out just the way I put it in. So I knew I had to get off and put the garrocha pole back in. So I hop off, I put the pole in, and I get on my horse. So I get disqualified because the rules are that you have to hop off, get the pole, get on your horse with the pole, and replace it from your horse, not from the ground.
Ah, yeah.
So I was close. I was
Mm.
close with my memory of the rules, but not the same. So roll on next show, right? The same thing happens, except I think I spared the ring. I pop it in and it drops out. Like, oh, okay, but I know what to do. So I hop off. I pick up the garrocha pole. I get on my horse with the pole. And I'm looking at the pole. I'm like, it's the wrong way up. So I turn it around the other way. And I just walk because I've already lost the marks. It doesn't matter. And as I'm going along, I'm just saying to myself, slow and right beats fast and wrong. This, right? All that matters. Walk along. I put it in and it's done. And then I move on to my next thing. My old self would have been, you've got to do
Mm.
the thing and go fast. And I'm just like, you know what? I just have to get it in. And I wasn't, and your affirmations are so important. So before this all happened, I'm talking to a fellow rider and I say, I just want to not get disqualified this time. That's my goal. And she said to me, rightfully so, a better affirmation is, I want to qualify. And I said, oh, that's good. Can I steal that? She said, yes, great. All I got to do is qualify, right? All I got to do is qualify. So I went around and I completed the course and I did. I qualified. So I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So speak kindly to yourself, I guess, is the other big thing that I want to share. There's a lot of times in life where things go wrong. Yeah, the garrocha pole jumps out of the barrel. Whatever it is for you, wherever you're at, the horse doesn't do a clean flying lead change. I don't know, you can't get a canter lead. Your horse, you can't catch your horse. It's like, be kind to yourself, be kind to your horse, and just start saying some positive affirmations. My horse loves me. My horse wants to come to me. I get my canter leads easily. Flying lead changes come easily to me, right? Whatever it is, start speaking out that you want it to happen, and it will happen. Start seeing a way rather than speaking out the past or the negative or the thing that isn't happening. Speak away. Hang out with Anne here in her Happy Horse group and enjoy finding those little pieces that we talked about that will get you to that place where you can achieve that thing that right now might feel impossible, but it's possible. Someone else has done it before us. They've laid out a path. So follow along and you will be rewarded for your efforts.
Words. Really, really words.
Words is so important. Oh, and to add to that, I'm really big into words in case you hadn't picked that up. But sometimes we'll say something. Let's pick one. Say your canter leads have been a problem for you. So you're like, oh, I just listened to Rachel. I'm going to say I get canter leads. Well, be careful, because for that one good thing that you said, if in your mind, you didn't say it out loud, but in your head you went, yeah, really? I don't think so. I haven't got it yet. My horse hasn't got it. So there's no way that's going to happen. And oh my gosh, that's crazy. You, just for that one positive, just gave 4 or more negatives. So it was better to not have said the positive to not get the 4 negatives, if that makes sense. So when you say that positive thing and you hear that little voice in your head say, I don't think so, you need to say, well, I might not know how right now, but we will do it. You have to change all those other thoughts until you can say it and go, yes, we will. We're going to figure it out. And when you can say that positive affirmation with no negative feedback, that's when you're ready to learn. That's when you're open for that information to come in that will give you the way forward.
Yeah. You are so right. So right. What a good thing to give to our listeners. And
yeah, it's really important, because often we're like, well, I've said my affirmations, and it's like, well, but did you?
Yeah.
Do you believe it? Because if you believe it, you'll make that shift. You'll slowly figure it out, and you'll allow the information to come to you. If it's information you need, you'll allow the way. Maybe you have to ride another horse to figure out how first to help your horse. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can make that shift, but you have to be ready to receive that gift that's out there for you.
Exactly. And small steps.
Yes, small steps. Small steps. Yes. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Do you have anything more you want to share, or are you good?
I think that's pretty cool. I think we can summarize today with say good stuff about yourself. Love on yourself, love on your horse, have great relationships, and chunk everything down into little pieces. You know, life's going to be better for you and your horse. Just those little pieces, if you take them and put them into everything, the world is a better place right there.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And here's to more happy horse connections.
Thank you so much for being here. It has been a pleasure. And thanks to all of you out there. Please subscribe to the channel so we can go on and meet new people all the time. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next week.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.